Welcome traders, welcome back to this another live session and looking at current market. We are first day of trading week. In the first session, back on track, looking at some trading opportunity in the market to see what kind of opportunity we have in this market. So let's begin. A potential entry opportunity in this market. And thanks for joining here. I see that some members already back on this stream. And this is the first stream. There will be another one coming up in a few hours for our NY session. I'm looking at gold, and also we'll be looking at some of the important currency pairs that might give us trading opportunity. Now, before I progress with this full multiple time frame analysis, traders and also the trade setup, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. So make sure you like this stream, and if you're new to the channel, make sure also you subscribe to the channel for more updated analysis as well as education that I'm posting every day. So let's begin with, first of all, today's market, starting with Xauusd. And also if we look at, we had gold, that if you look at, this is the gold market where there was, if you look at, gold was a significant on DXY. We have seen that as soon as the market opened, there has been initial break, and DXY could be bearish, could be bullish, depending on really the lower time frame price action coming up in the market. So at the moment, what we can see on DXY is that this market is potentially, if you look at, this is where there was a drop here and the market has rejected back again. And we could see the market to potentially drop down here for deeper pullback in that market. So if we look at also the gold, and we are looking at gold, especially if you see, this is the first day of the trading week on gold. And as the first day of trading week, this is the daily market so far. And you guys have seen the analysis that also I post during the weekly Forex forecast as well. There has been significant breakout past week in the last session that you have seen. And with that breakout, there was a big bullish candlestick pattern formation that you have seen in that market. Now, with this bullish candlestick pattern, if you look at, the market has created this daily doji here. And what we can see in this market is that from the daily, this price is highly bullish, that we can see. Potentially, we could see that a new all-time high that could be in this market here on gold. Now, see that how the market structure has been created in gold at the moment. Especially we are moving towards the end of the year. So because we are moving towards the end of the year, we are looking at some trading opportunity, especially what I think that if you look at that, especially the second and first week of December, due to the end of year, there is an increased volatility in the market. So this is where an important that we are looking at in this market for bigger trading opportunity. When the market moves, it's always better to look at the better trading opportunity in the market. I hope that you guys are ready for these 2 weeks to see that how the market might be doing. And here, if you look at the gold, especially that we look at gold almost every single day, along with also the currency pairs, Now gold, if you see that from the lower time frame, we will be looking at trading opportunity in this session here. Now before we progress with the lower time frame, I would like to do a multiple time frame analysis. Are you guys ready? Make sure that you take notes and also watch till the end, and because there's a lot to discuss and learn here in this session. Now make sure you like this stream, and also there will be more discussion about development of trading psychology, risk management, and also how the market might be doing along the way, to see that how we can trade this market. So that being said, here from the daily chart and also the monthly, that I would like to see, especially the monthly chart is important today. Why? Because this is the first monthly candle open on gold, and because on not only gold, for all the instrument, there is a first monthly candlestick pattern is open, and in that monthly candlestick pattern that you can see here, that the price, looking at here, all right, here what you can see, that back to back 4 months there has been significant bullish price action in this market, so which is signaling that potentially gold is highly bullish. All right, so if you look at gold, it's incredibly bull that we can see at the moment, and because gold is incredibly bull, we could see that from the bigger picture perspective, the market to eventually bounce back to the upside here. So I would like to keep some music on here before we see that full analysis. Okay, so you keep some music on for just for entertainment. All right, so let's look at here on gold, what kind of trade we can find currently at the moment in the market. Now looking at the monthly chart to see how the price action is doing from the monthly. Now monthly, weekly and daily higher time frame will give you clear direction, removing all the noise from the lower time frame, and then we can look at the lower time frame to find that potential trading opportunity in this market. So starting with the monthly chart to see how the market might be doing here. So this is the monthly price action, where the monthly close that you can see on gold was a big bullish close, that you guys see that there is a big bull candlestick pattern formation on gold, and that bullish price action that you can see, this monthly close is a full body candle close. All right, so with that full body candle close on gold, because there is a stronger bullish confluence on gold in this market, we could see that this market, what I think, potentially to remain bullish. Now it is still can come back for a deeper pullback, or anything can happen, as you know that the market is very uncertain all the time, but the probability is what we use as a trader. So looking at from the probabilistic perspective, that we look at the trend, right? So trend is very important, especially in any market that you will be trading. The first thing to look at is the trend, is the market structure. So if you look at a market creating series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure, though you might not find all the time this kind of ideal market structure. Now, if you are not finding an ideal market structure, then what you can do is always look for how the market structure has built its momentum. So for example, look at pole. So each move that you see in the market, if you look at especially the lower time frame, you see that there will be a pole. Now pole, that means when you are looking at bull market, you can see that pole. Now pole is followed by, you'll see that there will be a structure formation. So that's how the market move. This is an ideal movement in the market. So you can identify the pole and identify the structure. Now, how the candlestick pattern form in the pole will also determine if there will be another breakout. All right. So the structure is very important, because the structure here that we are talking about, that can be many different shapes, right? So you can see that the structure has formed potentially, you could see a rectangular structure formation with a different shape, or you could see just a bull flag. That means a pole, and then there is a bull flag, right? That might be one shape, or you could see that there is a triangle. All right, so this is a triangle pattern formation here, and once you see that triangular pattern formation, that's a triangle, right? Now when you see the triangle, or you could be seeing a semicircular structure like that. No matter what kind of structure you can see, there is only one thing that you need to make sure, which is very important, which is the most important, which is only the things that most traders miss, is to see that, all right, from the structure there is a false, if it is an uptrend, it has that false breakdown. All right, so if the market doesn't do the false breakdown, if it just break to the upside, right, like that, then you could see that the market may come back again to gain that momentum. And that is why it is so important that to see that false breakdown first. It's more high probability if you see the market didn't do the false breakdown, instead has gone back up and then returned back down, created that false breakdown, and then the market started to move back with a new trend. That is very powerful, because that's where the market gain a huge liquidity. Because if you look at when the market is breaking out of the structure, a lot of trader will get trapped, and they will look to buy, and as soon as they will buy, the market will return, they'll get stopped out here, and then when the market will return, a lot of seller will sell, and as soon as the seller will sell, the market will go up and they will stop out. So there will be liquidity gap in both direction, and the market then gain that momentum to maintain its uptrending market structure. So that being said, we are looking at here on gold, and to see that what we could see in this market here at the moment. So from the monthly, as we discussed, this is a long-term bullish market structure, which is bull market looking at the long-term bullish market structure. Now if you look at the weekly chart here, that you can see this is the weekly price action, where the previous weekly candlestick pattern, if you guys look at, you can see that that's an order block. Now this order block is so important because where the market, you see, this is the order block, and here is the resistance stance support here in that order block. And what we are looking at this market is that the price to potentially retest and then boom, revert back again to the upside here in that market. So what I think that if you, this is the weekly market, weekly price action, guys. In the meantime, I say the likes is very few in comparison with the view. So if you smash that like that button, will be helpful. Thank you for your support to the channel. Of course, there is a lot to take from here. We will be discussing many of our trading psychology tricks and tips, and also we will be discussing about the live market, looking at fresh trading opportunity in the market. So now looking at the weekly price action that you can see, this is the weekly market where there is a weekly bullish engulfer formation here. Now that's a weekly bull candle that you can see, and with this weekly bullish engulfer that the market has created. Now this for me is a potentially an order block. All right, so that order block, because this doji that you can see from the weekly has formed, had a very stronger bullish confluence to it. You know, the market has created this market structure here, and then it got rejected back to the upside here. So that is giving a possibility that this market to potentially revert back to the upside to create a new higher high. So looking at daily chart, we can see that from the daily perspective here. Now that daily price action that you can see is a bull market. Now here is the, if you look at, this is the doji, quite a few long wick doji. All right, and with those doji formation here, an impulse correction impulse. So the market is maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure. The daily price action that we can see so far, today's market has created this dip, which is a potentially a buying opportunity here in that market. Now I'm going to the 4 hour. Now this 3-4 hour candle has formed the previous week. Over the weekend was pretty strongly bullish confluence that you can see in that market. So that is where, if you look at, that's a bullish back-to-back 3-4 hour bullish candlestick pattern, and that 3-4 hour bullish candlestick pattern has created a stronger impulse in that market, and that's where today's market, if you look at, has crossed the 4 hours low and created this long wick doji here in that market. So that means any pullback here can give us an entry opportunity in this market. So this is what I'm looking at, guys. This is where we can see the market has tested this support here and trying to bounce back to the upside. It's a bull market, so looking at possible entry opportunity here. Now this is very important to look at, that there was a breakup structure in the past year. So if you look at, this is a breakup structure, right? And that breakup structure that you can see is where the market is maintaining this trend here in this market. So therefore this is where the market opened. The previous weekly close is here that you can see, and after the previous weekly close, if you look at, the market has closed there and then dropped back with the early Asian open, and the market trended back above, created this new high here, and now we see the price has this is the recent swing low here, which is an important support here at the moment. And for me to look for any entry opportunity, that we are looking at this market structure to potentially break that low and then continue to drop back down here to create a new lower low in this market. So this is where the level that I'm looking at the moment is potentially in that area. So let's see that how the market might be doing, and based on that we can take an entry opportunity in this market as soon as it appears the entry opportunity here. Say this is the market that more often, if we look at where you want to see that the price action is maintaining this uptrending market structure, especially when the trend is, if you look at showing that pattern. So therefore I'm looking at, if you look at the 1 hour chart, this is the 1 hour price action where there was a breakup structure from this high here, which was a big drop from the 1 hour chart. The price has dropped to that support and then created this narrower move so far, and we are almost, this is the if you look at this big bear candle followed by narrow green doji, can be sign of further liquidity required to move back to the upside in this market. So that's where I'm looking at this market structure here, and where I'm looking at this price action. If you look at, this is a support level, and in that support, all right, so if you look at that support here where double top, that you can see that, and with this double top formation in this market, and because it's a bull market, we are not looking for any selling opportunity here. We are looking at buying opportunity, and I'm looking at a retest of today's low. That's the level that I'm looking at to see the market to come back to this low and then to reverse back to the upside here in this market. So let's look at patience is key. As you know that in trading, in all aspect of patience is key. The more patient you are, the better trader you are, right? So make sure you exercise the patience in trading, and then you can become a consistently profitable trader by becoming patient and by being more of in tune with your trading psychology, which is very important as a trader to develop a very strong, healthy trading psychology. And then the rest is just a simple technical analysis, looking at the market, look at the technical aspect, and that is all that you need to become a profitable trader. So I'm looking at here. Now you can see the market, it may continue to rise back here because it has a breakout that you can see in that area. And because it has a breakout, we might see this market to continue to trend back here to the upside to create a new higher high. So looking at here in that area, there is a false breakdown here that you can see on this lower time frame. This is a false breakdown, and in that false breakdown, if you look at, that's a complete false breakdown, right? So with this false breakdown, all right, so you can see this is a false breakdown, and where there was a liquidity sweep, the market has bounced back to the upside here. And with this bouncing back to the upside after the false breakdown, now you can see the market is maintaining its uptrend here, and which is currently showing that the price may continue to rise back here to create a new higher high in this market. So let's look at the potential, all those possibility here in this market to trade. And this is very important that, guys, we are looking at a market that trends, and that's the secret of trading profitably, is to look at the market that is trending, right? Very important to look at the trend and then trading based on the trend, right? Are you a trend trader, or are you a reversal trader? Now, looking at becoming a trend trader is very important, especially if you want to catch the bigger wins in the market. When you are a trend trader, you can catch insane big trades when the market gives you possibility, because when the market trends, guys, the market just keep moving in one direction. When the market flows in that direction, that's where the secret, that's where you started to learn that how to trade based on trend and how to trade based on risk management. We had yesterday we had a big Zoom classes that I was discussing about the risk management. Risk management is the heart of every professional profitable trader, right? Because if you can learn the risk management, you can keep trading with a simple strategy. So the only thing that you need to make sure that you are trading based on, you have a proper risk management plan, and you trade based on plan, trading plan, as well as based on risk management, right? So here is the understanding market structure, understanding trend is not hard. You can learn it easily with little effort. The biggest part of becoming a better trader is to look at the trading psychology, which is the number one, and then having a risk management plan, which is another important aspect of becoming a better trader. So let's now look at here in this market to see where the price is heading at the moment. This is gold market on the 5-minute chart that I'm looking at, and you can see the market open with a gap, and this is now trending, and that's where the market is maintaining its market structure here. Let's look at here to see how the market is doing. I'm waiting for an entry from a key area of value, which is very important to look at when you are trading, right? Key area of value is where you started to learn to grow as a trader. Okay, so as the first day of the trading week, all right? So first day of trading week is really, really important. And why it is important? Because the first day and the last day are the 2 days where you started to have a better understanding of the market structure, because the market trends during this first and last day of trading, which is very important to look at as a trader. Now here is, I'm looking at the lower time frame. There was a breakup structure. Breakup structure, another significantly important aspect of becoming a better trader. If you don't know what is a breakup structure, make sure you also stick till the end. We will be discussing in depth on understanding breakup structure. Now here I'm looking at gold on the 5-minute chart and looking for possible trading opportunity in this market here. Okay, so as the market is, if you look at again the 4-hour candlestick pattern, the price has reached that 4-hour resistance line here, right? Now it's a bull market, so I'm looking at the current level that I'm looking at for possible trading opportunity, as this is the current session's low. All right, so we want to see that the market has done enough pullback before we look at any entry in the major direction. So this is the current support level. And this is also the current intraday support level. And current intraday support level, that's what I'm looking at. And if the market now breaks this low especially, that's where we want to enter better trading opportunity in this session, as the first day of trading week is quite important. Let's get ready for it. So here you can see that from the lower time frame perspective, from the 15-minute chart, that you can see the market is now in a bullish impulse that you can see. And there was a if you look at this 15 minutes chart here, that you can see there was a stronger liquidity grab with a big doji, and that could bring that market back to the upside here to this resistance line to create a new higher high in this market. We'll be looking at possible entry in a very important key level of support. The key here, guys, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning, the key here is, what's that key? Can you tell? Is because this is where, you know, I emphasize a lot with that. Am I right in spelling? No. Come on. Okay, so the reason is, I'll tell you why it is so important and how you can use, and also at the same time, you know, you need to be staying in the middle point, which is very important. See, one, let me tell you, this will change your trading completely. So if you look at that here, okay, one side is patience and the other side is, let's say, impatience. Okay, now So the other side is impatience. All right. So now when you look at this card, right, let's say very patient, very impatient. Now in trading, you need to also act instantly when it needs to be entered a trade, right? So that's where the things come. So being patient and also being decisive, and also what I call that more of responsive. Okay, don't be reactive, responsive. That means that whenever you see that the market giving you the opportunity, taking that one. So staying at that in between this, okay, is where trading psychology, right? So being able to take that trade when it appears in time, because you see that more of trade come in a very short period of time, and then boom, that's gonna go and immediately within a very short period of time. So it's also important that taking the trade in time, and at the same time not being too what I call that. So this is where the most trader get caught up, all right? Because it's all about the psychology development and also having reliable trading strategy, all right? So now understanding market requires little experience, and I believe that you guys, for those who are here trading, you have a long experience as a trader, and now just you need to make sure that you execute that trades, use that experience to become a better trader. Now let's see that here is what we are looking at this market, right? And this is the long week from the 1 hour, and looking at that lower time frame here, I'm looking at this lower time frame that is giving a higher possibility that this is the 1 minute chart, and I'm looking at potentially to come back again to the sessions low. If you look at the 4 hour, that's a doji. And if this market come back to this sessions low, where the 4 hour candle closing now, which is less likely to come, this candle is just 3 seconds, but with the new candle open, just that open, and looking at deeper pullback before we look at any entry opportunity here in this market. So this is where I'm looking at that entry from the breakup structure in this market. Okay guys, okay, hope that you are enjoying the live session. Make sure you like this stream if you're enjoying, and also subscribe to the channel for more updated analysis, trade ideas, content that I'm posting that will help you to become a better trader. All right, so here is the key support level. Welcome back to this live session. We'll have another live as well, this live as well, and we want to find a potential trading opportunity in the market. I'm looking at from the if you look at here, this is a lower time frame market structure. There was a breakup structure. The market has made its move back to the upside, and now we see that there is a pullback. With this move, pullback, expecting that the market now to come back to that key support level and then to look for possible entry opportunity here in this market. So the current intraday support is here. It's little far, but we'll see that along the way how the market is reacting to this lower time frame support in this market. All right, so if you look at here, this is support, and also there's another support here, and to see that how the market is interacting to those levels are important to see better trading opportunity here in this market. We see that now the market started to drop from this high as the 4-hour candle close. Because the major trend is bullish, we are looking at deep in this market for any kind of possible entry opportunity. So with this doji here, that you can see the market slowly breaking that low and potentially to come back below here to this support level to create a new lower low. There's a pin bar, and that might push the price back again. And because it's a bull market, we are looking at entry to the upside in this market as soon as it appears. Quite a few long week candlestick pattern, depending on which direction the market is grabbing liquidity, will determine which way the market potentially be heading, and based on that we will be looking at entry opportunity in this market. If you look at here is the lower time frame structure where there is a liquidity, and you could see the market to bounce off that level. If the price action shows enough confirmation for a bullish move here, we can look at possible bullish entry opportunity, but you want to see the market is really showing its hand before we look at any entry opportunity. Here at the moment, lower time frame price action looks to me that potentially to be bullish, depending on what kind of market structure is forming here. So here if we look at the lower time frame, guys, you can see the market has tested this lower shadow and potentially breaking back to the upside. So the 4-hour candle closed, and what I think the price now potentially could try to test this high, but if the market breaks below here, we might see that potentially deeper pullback. And these two levels that I have drawn are significantly important to see that if the market is coming to retest those levels here in that market. Now lower time frame, we can see the market is maintaining the series of high, and we might see the price to potentially cross that high and then to create a new higher high, and that's where you could see the price to create a potentially new today's high, as the market from the daily is just got a bounce, and we could see the price to go back again to that level where there is a high area of value. We see some lower time frame rejection here, and that might bring that market back below to any of these important support level. And if the market breaks to this important support, that's where we will be looking at possible entry opportunity here in this market after an initial breakup structure. So the current level that I'm looking at here in this level on gold, and waiting for the market to break any of this swing low. In case the market not breaking below, then if it creates a new market structure to the upside, you will be looking for bullish entry in this market. Here guys, this is lower time frame is still bullish pricing. You can see there is a break below, and that has dropped to that support where the market still can bounce off that level, because it's a 4-hour rejection here in the market from the daily, and we can see the price at the daily open and close. And for me to enter any bullish entry, I would like to see either the price has managed to break this resistance and created a new higher high, or the price is entirely broken below to the support level. Then we can have a high probability trade setup, which is very important to look at when we are looking at the market. It's very essential that, guys, we are looking at a market that is high probability and with a bigger possibility of bigger trade. So the high probability market is very important. So if we look at, especially when we are using the trend in our favor, that's where the high probability trading opportunity comes in play. And it's important that we can look at a market that has a directional bias in terms of trend in the market. So looking at here, if you look at especially the 15 minutes price action is very important. And you see there is a doji here, and there was in the past there was here a big long wick doji, which is stronger rejection, and followed by we see there is another doji here, which is another important rejection from this lower price. Now breaking that low below can trigger again liquidity. If the market breaks below here, that can also trigger significant amount of liquidity here in this market. And now at the moment the price on this support level here, and that's where the price may possibly to retest, and then that is now currently an important support. Depending on how the market is reacting to those supports will determine how the price has done or what kind of the market structure is being built here. The goal here is to look at high probability setup. Guys, trading is all about probability, right? So if you want to be a trader, then make sure that you understand the concept of probability, right? The concept of probability is very different than how we think normally in terms of certainty. Trading is not certainty, it's all about probability. So becoming a trader means that you understand the probability, and when you look at the probability, the first thing that you need to make sure that you look at bunch of trades rather than one single trade, right? That's the first thing to understand the probability. In the market now, as we mentioned, 4-hour perspective here, the price is breaking that low, and it may potentially break that low here, and that can give new momentum. It's broken back below, which is possibility to come back to this intraday support here, and that's what looking for the market to come back to this intraday support. If the market managed to drop that low here, and there's a daily low, we can look for potential entry after the market managed to do that breakdown, after the market drops a lot in the major direction here. And welcome to this live session, traders. I hope that you're enjoying the live session. Make sure you give the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Okay, here is the market is now getting a rejection, and so if the market does that rejection, get the rejection, that's where we will be looking at entry in this market. At the moment, you see the price is in fact coming to this key level and breaking or getting a rejection from this low here, also an important milestone, that as the previous 15 minutes candle that you can see doji got rejection, and if this one also get rejection, that means big long week candle, we can look for potential upside entry here. And the 15 minutes candle and 30 minutes candle close coming in few minutes time. So the 4-hour level, the 4-hour high is here. Okay, so you see that back-to-back two 15 minutes doji here being formed, and that's a rejection from this lower price. And 1 minute price action also, you can see there is a stronger bullish breakout again on the lower time frame here, and that might bring that market back above. And okay, so this is where you can see there is a strong breakout here in that market on gold, and it reached that key level of resistance that you can see the market has created this entire move back to the upside here in that market. So here is the, if you look at this from this support level, there is a breakout here as well, which is pretty stronger impulse back to the upside. And as the market, if you look at that, tested this support multiple times, we see there is a now entirely break back to the upside. From the 4-hour perspective, it's reaching that intraday resistance line here, and with this move, looking at now a breakout back to the daily high. So today's high is 4256, the market is possibly to cross that threshold back to the upside here, potentially, because if you look at the market here is in a bullish momentum, right? Do you have any confusion, guys? Is this a bull market or bear market? What do you think? Let me know in the live chat. For me, it's entirely a bull market. So because it's a bull market and I'm looking at entry only in the major direction of the trend. That's the key, guys. Always look at the entry in the major direction of the trend. That's where you started to become a better trader, because you understand the direction of the trend. So because when you look at a market that is trending, especially in the major flow, there are two kinds of trends that you can see. One is global trend, the other one is a local trend. Okay, not global and local trend, but the trend. Okay, and when you look at a market that is lower time frame trending to the higher time frame, that is where you started to see the flow in the market. Because especially when the market trends, all right, it either you could see that the trend is coinciding with the higher time frame, or it might see that completely opposite. So lower time frame trend, when it coincides with the higher time frame, that is where the order comes in the market. Now here I'm looking at possible setup. Let's say that if we can find that move, at the moment the market is in a bullish impulse here on this lower time frame. There's a 1 minute impulse. So the bull flag has broken back to the upside here. Wanna see a pullback before we can find that entry? I'm getting ready for a potential entry in this market for possible upside bias here. So the 15 minute candle close, if you look at, it's a big bullish engulfer crossing a doji. That's a doji crossover, which that doji also was a bullish rejection. So therefore expecting the market either to break entirely back below or going back up to create a new higher high. It has shown a significant bullish impulse here, guys, in this market. So breakup structure can create a potential trading opportunity here. All right, so here still showing bullish bias, and there's some volume that we can see as London session. So I have a free app that I can see the timing, because sometimes it becomes hard to find exact timing in terms of the, if you look at what session is what time. So close market, Sydney, New York, London. So we will see that London might be opening in 30 minutes. So that's where gonna be a new volume potentially coming. I have a free app that you guys can, if you find it difficult to find the hours of opening and closing different sessions, you can look at this app. This is a free app, just you can search on App Store. It's called the Forex Hours. Let me bring that up here. So in that app you can see basically the close market timing. So Tokyo now 4:33 p.m, New York 2:33 a.m, Sydney 6:33 p.m, London 7. If you look at the London is 7:33 a.m, and the open market. So it's gonna show you that close market as well as the open market. Open markets, Hong Kong 3:33 p.m, Frankfurt 8:33 a.m. So only two market open. They are not major contributor, so therefore the volume is little, but still we see there is more coming, is because of the London opening coming in 25 minutes, and that will bring volume. And then London and followed by NY session will be coming on. I'll be coming on live also in another session after this one as well, so make sure you stick till the end. Make sure also you subscribe to the channel to access all the session that I'm going to attending in this live. Don't miss out to that. So make sure you head on to the website for all the analysis that I'm posting every single day, including all the education as well as trade ideas that can help you to enhance your trading skill. Okay, so here is the, if you look at here, this is where there is an impulse to the upside here on gold. And what I'm looking at, guys, here, a breakup structure, and that's what now we will be looking at. If you look at the 1 minute chart, it's now, this is what I was talking about in just a few minutes ago, if you can relate that. Now we found that pole here, so the pole is very important. So you get a pole, that means that impulse. Now you can see the structure formation, right? So can you spot that structure? Let's draw that structure that you can spot. Right? It can be in many shape, right? If you look at, it's a kind of ascending channel, right? So in that ascending channel, as a rule of thumb, it should be breaking to the upside here. All right, but if the market breaks that low here and then reverse back to the upside, that's where the high probability move will for potentially to go back to the daily high. So you will be waiting for a breakup structure back below from that channel that can give a possible entry here in that market. So it's trying to break here upside in this market, and I'm looking at that market structure to break below potentially for us to be able to entry in this market. So lower time frame, we can see that this is the 5-minute chart. The market, there is an impulse now, it's getting for a correction, and with that correction here, break below can give us an entry opportunity in this market. All right, so looking at that level for another entry opportunity, and as soon as we see the market is showing that possibility here, we'll be looking at that entry opportunity. First of all, we want to see that the market is breaking from the structure, which is the first thing to look at, a breakup structure. And if we see the completely broken from the channel, because it's an ascending channel, it should be breaking to the upside, right? Now, if it breaks below, that's potentially a false breakdown more often. And that false breakdown can give an entry opportunity to the upside here in this market. Welcome traders, welcome back to this another live session. We are coming on live every single day. I'm coming on live twice, so don't miss out any of the session that I'm coming on live to discuss some very important topic in terms of trading psychology, market structure, liquidity, price action, and also the live trade setup. So, and also many of the analysis I'm posting on the channel. And to access all of them, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. Okay, so it's breaking, slowly trying to break that structure. Okay, so there is an initial bounce here back to the upside in this market, and that's what you want to see, a complete breakup structure before you look at entry in this market. So this structure that you can see is trying to break that low here, and once it managed to break that structure, as if you look at the 1 hour price action, this is also showing possible bullish. I'm deleting all those levels to look at from the fresh perspective how the market is doing. Now here is the current session's low, and this is the 1 hour opening that we can see here, where 30 minutes price action. All right, so lower time frame market structure seems to be potentially bullish, and here is the lower time frame looking at. Okay, so the current support is here in this lower time frame, looking at the lower time frame breakup structure for an entry here in this market. Okay, if you look at the 15 minutes here, the market is tested this support here, and looking at four-hour level that okay, so we saw that break below in that market, and tested the 10 EMA, and now I'm looking at possible entry, guys. This is where there is a potentially so getting some rejection from that level here, and all right, okay, so this 1 minute pin bar that you can see created potentially bullish rejection here, and okay, so I'm going to look at here possible bullish trading opportunity. First of all, we'll see that how far we can expect this market to move back to the daily high, which is here, and we have to move to the daily high here to, if we look at the risk reward, which is 55 to 60 pip, and I'm going to look for a bullish entry from here, and with a stop loss below this low and profit target to that level. expecting the market to potentially bounce back to the daily high here. So it's a bullish entry that I'm looking at. Markets start to move back up and take some very few moments to so long on gold and wanting to see the market is being able to break that high here to going back to the daily high. There is a significant breakup structure here, and that can give some move here in this market. So I'm long on gold. And here expecting the market to potentially cross that high and then to create a new higher high. So this is where, if you look at the 15 minutes market structure here, the price is maintaining that series of higher high and higher low. And the 4-hour price action, today's high is here, that you can see earlier the market reached that far. If the market reached today's session's high, that will be our target here, because we want to see the market at least going back to this session's high. That can give us what we need for this trade here in this session. Market is pretty, if you look at, I'm looking at stronger trend. See, there's a pullback here, and let's wait to see how far it might be heading back to for a deeper pullback. And so there is a 5-minute candle close to it, a bullish engulfer, and so there is an initial bounce from this level, and looking forward to see the market is being able to create a new higher high. If the price managed to break this high and create a new higher high, we can look for moving the stop loss at entry to make the trade risk-free, depending on how it might be doing. So looking at, if you look at the 15 minutes price action, here is the this is the 15 minutes price action, and if we can expect this 15 minutes closing as a narrow doji, we can expect the market to potentially break to the upside here in this market. And there's unusual rejection here, and we'll see that where the market is possibly coming. So got a rejection here on the lower time frame, and that rejection could move that market back again to the new higher high. All right, so it started to move again, and looking forward to see the price to potentially bounce back in the direction of the trend. Welcome back to this live session, traders. I hope that you're enjoying the live session. Make sure you guys like this analysis, this live session, and smash the like button, and also don't miss out to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done yet. Well done, and it has got the reaction back above again. So we are looking at here to see a potentially new higher high that can eventually could break that high to cross that profit target level here. Oh, that's what I'm looking to see, new higher high. And I hope that you guys, for those who are enjoying the trade, so you want to see that boom, the market has crossed that high. If the candle close above and start to move back, we can slowly move the stop loss at entry. Still, I'm not moving stop loss at entry because it might come back below and take me out of the trade. So I'm just waiting to see the price to go ahead and create a new higher high here in that market. And in the meantime, did you like this stream? Say yes. Though by liking this stream, say yes, and also by subscribing to the channel. Wait for more update coming up shortly for analysis as well as trade setup later today. As the first day of trading week, I keep a special eye on Monday as well as especially on Friday as well as NFP. And this week is special because it's the first week of December, and as I mentioned in the weekly Forex forecast also, that these 2 weeks, especially the first 2 weeks, really great time for trading because that 2 weeks are highly volatile because of the weekend close, the holiday closure, as well as there is a volume in the market. That's what we need as a trader, the market to have volume, and so that we can trade in the market that is truly moving. And we are looking at this trade to cross that high candle close above on the 1 minute. Want to see little move back to the upside, and either depending on the price action, I will be taking the full profit or will be moving the stop loss at entry. If it worth taking profit, then we will be taking that the first trade of the week and the day. You want to close it as much as I can gain from this. We are currently running quite a few pip and want to see that it's crossing to that near to the profit target or hitting the profit target nearly there. Smash that. We could get that hit and come on, bounce back to the upside, and I'm holding on to that to close by itself. Okay, mine is moving, and so this is mine. I might close by manually depending on how the market structure is creating. So I'm closing it manually, guys. I'm out with the running profit as the candle close, and so the profit taken is done. We have closed that trade, and here it's a what I would say that breakfast trade, guys, and then we can look at lunch and dinner trade later in NY session. This is just the beginning of today's session, and throughout the day there will be quite a few trading opportunities that I'm waiting to look at as the market just start to move with the new weekly, and this is a new weekly and monthly open, and that's starting up potentially a trending market. Okay, so I like to trade this kind of market, and that's why you guys see that I'm always here trading every single moment, trading every single day, coming on live twice, and we'll be coming on live in the next NY session. I would like to see there, guys. This trade secured, take time and reflect on the trade. We'll discuss more about the education also in the NY session live again to gain more insight of this trade. So we are I'm almost nearly end of this session. I'll take only 3 hours break, and we'll be coming on live again to trade the market in the high volatile situation. That being said, thank you for joining, and I'll see you again very soon trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.